welcome to the Hill Summit this summer. We are so excited you're part of this process and joining us today. Our session is getting mentally and socially ready for resurgence and renewal in 2021-22. The presentation link is on the screen. It's the bit.ly link /Hill Renewal. It is case sensitive. That'll get you right to this presentation. And then the notes link is bit.ly /Hill Notes, again, case sensitive. And you'll want to refer to that notes link because this is an interactive session and you'll want to refer to your notes. And we have suggested times in there to pause throughout the process. But if you want to take a little longer or go a little shorter, that's okay with us too. We're walking alongside of you and we want to meet your needs. So you adapt this as you see fit. My name is Dorothy VanderJagt and my co-presenter today is Dr. Roberts.
Hello, my name is Dr. LaSonja Roberts. I'm an assistant professor at Western Michigan University, and my work with the Hill Project is specific to appreciative inquiry and ensuring that we speak to the appreciative lens throughout the various phases of Hill. So much of the work that we do today will be about honoring the positive core as a whole and making sure that we have collective ownership in our honoring of that positive core. So we hope that you enjoy your time with us and that this is a wonderful opportunity for you to acknowledge your strengths and ensure that you are building upon them in the 21-22 school year.
Absolutely. And again, I'm Dorothy VanderJagt and I'm one of the Hill coordinators in this project. And I'm so excited that you're with us today. And LaSonja and I have a great session planned for you. So we do hope you enjoy it and have fun learning too. Our objectives for today are resurgence and renewal of self, team renewal and team success, and fostering student renewal and thriving. So those three components, self, team, and student, as we go out through the presentation. Again, we're focused on phase one, that positive core and collective ownership as a team.
And so as we take this journey, we want to make sure that we are all on the same page when we speak to resurgence and renewal. So when we think about resurgence, we want to think about rising again. And so what does it mean for us to reawaken, to recover, to reestablish all that was good and all of our successes from the previous year and making sure that we are honoring that in our journey ahead? We also want to think about what does it mean to renew? And so I love that embedded in the definition of renew is restore vigor. And that when we speak to vigor, we're talking about our effort, our energy, and our enthusiasm about this very important work that we are embarking upon together. So how do we rebuild, improve, modernize our plan, our practices, our partnerships to ensure that we are able to meet the needs of our teams and our students in this 21-22 year? So the first part of that journey is to do some self-reflection and to think about our personal resurgence and renewal. And Dorothy's going to guide you through that process.
So our first area is self. So think about my personal and professional self. So reflecting on mindset. This year has been just unprecedented. So many challenges, and we've seen resilience in so many educators throughout the state. We're just impressed with your dedication to student learning. So in this year of constant change and diverse challenges, we want you to reflect on one professional success that you're most proud of. What strengths contributed to that success, and how do you feed that energy for the upcoming year? How have you managed personal well-being during this time? What practices can you continue in the upcoming year? And what supports do you need to move forward? And who can help you secure those supports? Many educators put others first. You need to put yourself first. You need to plug in that battery like you would your phone, right? If it went down, you need to take care of you because you take care of so many. So we want you to focus on self during this part of the presentation. So we're going to ask you to refer to those notes. So find that note link. And we're going to ask you to complete the written reflection on those questions on your own for 3 minutes. And then we're going to ask you to find a partner and pair share those questions and responses for 2 minutes. So go ahead and pause the video and we'll see you back in a moment.
So now that you've had one in a series of our powerful pauses, we want to make sure that you're going to take that personal and you're going to now apply it to your work with your team. And so this is what we talked about in our objectives. We're going to move from the personal to the team to how we best serve our students. And so when we're working with a team, we have a similar process. We need to understand what those key pieces are to our team success. What does each member have to bring and offer in order for this to be a productive and a positive experience for all? So for a moment in our heads, we're going to reflect on the past and consider those times when you and your team were most successful. What did you need from the team? And what do you think the team needed from you? Now, as you're reflecting on that, let's talk about our next powerful pause. You and your team members are going to go to a Jamboard and you're going to answer the following question. What are the conditions that we need to create in fostering a positive and productive learning community, knowing our goal is to support student and adult success? So in other words, how are we as adults going to work well together? What are the conditions that we need to ensure that we can continue to support one another and our students throughout this year? Okay, so you'll spend 3 minutes with your team responding to this prompt in the Jamboard, and then you're going to spend 2 minutes aloud thinking about what are the words that we see repeating? What themes do we see emerging? And how are we going to honor this work and this learning in our future work of 21-22? So this is a question, a series of questions we will ask repeatedly because we want the now to be a part of the future. How does this work together as a team right now inform your work in the future? Okay. So pause us and go about doing this wonderful reflection, and then we will be back with you shortly. All right, I hope you all were able to identify some wonderful themes that are going to help you to work well together and to be as productive and positive as possible in that journey. So the other thing that we think about, right, is you all have this team that has gathered here together today, but the work of supporting student learning is bigger than maybe who might be present in this room right now, right? So we want you to think about your relationship with stakeholder groups overall. We want you to think about the school as a whole, the support staff. Well, how does your work differ when you're thinking about grade level teams versus subject area teams? So we've separated these different groups because we want you to think about those different groups that are contributing the most right now, and this is ever changing, okay? But right now, which of these groups are contributing the most to your learning, growing, and thriving in the support of student success? And then which ones do you think that you are contributing to their learning and their thriving? Because our work is reciprocal, right? We receive from some and we give to others, right? And so then I want you to also think about which stakeholder groups do you think you need to commit to building stronger connections to in order to promote student success in this upcoming year. So you will, again, click on our bit.ly link, and then you're going to complete this ranking of right now at this time and space in your life, which groups are you investing the most in and which ones are investing the most in you. So 4 minutes individually, and then there are a few writing prompts at the bottom, and then 3 minutes in a pair share with a partner to discuss the ranking and the discussion questions. And then we will be back for our final piece, which is building on our personal, our team relationships, and doing the work that we need to do to continue to motivate and support student thriving. All right, so we hope that there was some new learning for you and some energizing components to the work that you were doing with your teams. What we're going to think about right now is how our work as adults contributes to what we need to do on a daily basis for students. And so one thought that we had was the giving tree. And we thought about how when you look at the analogy in the giving tree, at every point in this tree's journey, it's thinking about what it can give to contribute to the success and development of this child that's being supported, right? At some point, it's play. At some point, it's about making a living. At other points, it's about exploring new opportunities. So then how do we as educators on a regular basis ensure and assess and know that we are providing the appropriate emotional and academic supports for the next phase of our students' journeys, right? So we're going to take some time with this next activity to really consider what's at the heart of student thriving. So you're going to go ahead for the last time and follow our bit.ly link, and you're going to complete an independent reflection. And it's going to ask you to think about your personal and systemic supports that currently exist. What are those strengths personally and systemically, that support student thriving? So that's individually what you think they are, 3 minutes. And then as a team, come back together and collectively, what were you all able to unsurface, right? With regards to what you offer personally and what you offer systemically that is going to allow you to be successful, and that you need to sometimes remember, right? Because it gets lost in the everyday challenges, and that, hey, here's something we have that it works well for us, or it's a resource we hadn't thought about in a while. So we're gathering all of this so that we can make sure that we capture it going into this new year. So again, you'll look at, when you share out, which of the words are repeating? What are some personal strengths we have in common? Which ones are unique to certain individuals? And then what are those strengths of our organization? Do we see themes that we're going to use and make sure that we're feeding off of in this year to come? And then how do we honor this again in our future work? How is this going to be a part of the next workshop that we do within the Hills Summit, and that we use it to, so we can use it to build off of, okay? So we'll make sure that you give yourselves the time. As Dorothy said, if you need a little more time, a little less time, adjust to what is appropriate for your group. And we will see you when you finish the last powerful pause.
So many of your responses, you may have noticed, will contribute to that shared vision that you have for student success in your area of focus as you go through the Hill process. So we are so excited that you're working together, you're talking together, you're thinking about the three components that we discussed earlier. And LaSonja brought this nice graphic up, and we really like this. I love this visual because it's very powerful, and it says energy flows where attention goes. We want you to think about that a minute. And that is so true. Where you focus your energy on, we want you to have success, and we're here to support you. And LaSonja and I have included our emails in the notes as well if you would like to reach out to us. LaSonja, we're going to have you give the last word for the final here, but we both, on behalf of both of us, are glad you joined us today, and we really are here to support you with any questions that you have.
So Dorothy and I were particularly interested in this image for this particular quote, because notice how you have the sunset, the sun is captured within the core of the tree, right? And we thought that that was wonderful for this session that we were doing that was talking about the positive core and the renewal, right? And so again, this is about feeding what is working well, but also making sure that we honor as people, as groups, that we need to make sure we are renewing our well-being. We are renewing ourselves with an increase in knowledge and opportunity that we offer each other, and our collective ownership of what needs to be done, right? So we give and we receive openly. And remember, everything that we've done today in this session and what you will do in the other session, we're giving it attention. And so that's the energy that we are growing. And so you feel confident with that. and you feel encouraged by it. So again, let's rejoice in our ability to use the positive core to engage in the work of school renewal. We hope you have a wonderful day and enjoy the rest of the summit.
Thank you, everyone.